Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla, homeschool mom of 5 and a doula, and I just want to share my life and my story here. Today I wanted to talk about being a doula. Specifically, what is a doula and how can they help in your birth? Whether you're having a home birth or a hospital birth, unmedicated with an epidural, even a C-section, how can a doula help, and what even is a doula? So, for starters, just to break it down like the basics, a doula is, if you Google the word doula, it literally means female servant. So the most simple way to break it down to people is just a woman who is serving another woman while she is in labor and giving birth. And the ways that she serves is three main ways: through information, emotionally, and physically. So I'm going to break all these down, kind of like what does that mean to serve somebody informationally. So a big part about being a doula, one of my favorite parts, honestly, is teaching women childbirth. Well, one, childbirth education in general, but teaching women how to advocate for themselves, what to expect in a hospital, arena, or things about their own body that maybe they don't even know, or stages of labor, or what to expect when labor starts. So they a lot of times will either teach you themselves or point you in the direction of somebody that you can learn from, the different things to expect with childbirth. And so that, to me, I love talking about childbirth. I love educating women. I love just learning new things. And so that is a huge part of having doula. She should be there alongside of you for you to be able to ask questions to, and to just teach you about birth, especially if this is your first time, or even if it's not, if you are going about your birthing experience in a different way than you did before. Your doula is trained and certified and is usually going to be knowledgeable about most things that you bring to her, but if not, she will know where to find the information. So that is just huge. I always tell women that their best friends in having the birth that they want is going to be knowledge and support. And that is exactly what a doula does. She helps give you knowledge and she helps to support you. So that is a huge way that a doula will serve you in during your pregnancy and in labor. The next biggest one is emotionally. So your doula is going to be like your pregnant bestie. She, like I said, she's going to be the person you go to ask questions, to talk about your fears, maybe your concerns with birth. Just all of it. So she's going to be an emotional support for you during labor because you have grown a relationship with her. You're very comfortable with her. And so it's really key that you click with your doula. That if you go and have an interview with your doula and your personalities don't match up, or, it just feels off, that's a sign that that probably should not be your doula. You should feel very comfortable with your doula. I'm not saying the first meeting you should become best friends, but you should definitely, it should be somebody that you're like, wow, I want to become friends with her. I want to get to know her. We click, our personalities, all of it. So emotionally, she is going to be your person that you call and that you trust. And when you're in labor, you're going to feel really comfortable talking with her, even crying in front of her, those things. Like, you're going to feel really emotionally supportive. So supported by her because you're connected, but also during labor, she's going to be that emotional support of telling you that you can do this, reminding you of the choices that you wanted to make beforehand, and just telling you so much about how your body is capable of doing this work and that you are capable. And she's just going to be that emotional support during the entire labor. And just be your best friend. I went to one labor and I literally held mama's hand for 8 hours straight. I was just there. So that's physical support, but also just the emotional, like, I'm here. I'm not leaving you. You're not alone. Something that I experienced in all of my labors that nobody really prepared me for, nobody told me beforehand, but an extreme loneliness, almost felt like depression when I was entering into transition. Depression is a strong word, but definitely an extreme loneliness. Just, I had been in labor for a really long time. Usually at that point, you've been in labor for a while. You maybe are starting to feel those self-doubt, that defeated feeling. A doula being there is going to, one, not leave your side. She's going to be there till the very end. So just knowing that, it takes away a lot of that lonely feeling of, I'm doing this by myself. birth is you doing the work, but you don't have to feel alone doing the work. So the doula is there by your side the entire time. So just being there is honestly half of the emotional support, even if she doesn't say anything. But she will. She will tell you all the things of how you're going to meet your baby soon and you're doing so good, and just emotionally supporting you during that. Also, the emotional support for your husband, as far as, he might look to the doula to nod or give confirmation that everything's okay, she's okay, you're all going to be okay, baby's coming. Like that emotional support of everything's going good, we're good. Like that is just huge in birth. So that's something that a doula brings. And then the third thing is physical support. So doulas are trained, I can't speak for every training or certification, but mostly doulas are going to be trained in techniques of physical comfort, so that are not medically, not medicine. So hip squeezes or different positions to get into, certain rubs that a mom really likes. And these are things that you're going to discuss beforehand with your doula, like, I would like maybe you to rub my lower back, because when I have period cramps, I really like when my husband rubs my lower back. So that's something that you guys can talk about beforehand. And a lot of things is playing it by ear during labor, because something that you love on a normal day, you might not love during labor. Somebody might touch you on the shoulders where you normally like to be massaged, and you might be like, no, but you're going to feel comfortable with your doula and your husband and your partner to say, no, but can you do this? Or just grab their hand and put it where you want them to rub. And so, anyways, the doula is trained to use her hands as a comfort measure, to support you. Even just holding your hand, like I said, squeezing your thigh when you're experiencing a contraction so that your mind can think about something else other than the pain that you're feeling in your stomach. You can feel that thigh squeeze, and it actually helps to lessen the intensity of the contraction. So all of these things doulas are trained in and will help you physically, emotionally, and informationally while you're in labor. So just highly recommend having a support person, and if you can, having a doula. A lot of insurance companies now are actually providing a certain amount toward doula care. They're seeing the importance of having a doula there during childbirth. A lot of times, so there are statistics that show that a doula being there, a mom is less likely to get an epidural and medicine, or less likely to have a C-section or postpartum depression even. And so insurance companies, I think, are starting to realize, hey, we would rather have a doula benefit where they can pay a doula to be there than to have the $20,000 check at the end that the person went and had like an emergency C-section, or however much it is. I don't really know the cost, but it's definitely, the insurance gets hit when you get extra medicine or have a C-section. And so thankfully, insurance companies are starting to see the value in doulas and what they can bring to the mom during labor, and it actually helps everybody. So I just would highly recommend having a doula if you're pregnant and you are, whatever birthing experience you want to have. Like I said at the beginning, whether it's a C-section, whether it's, you want an epidural or you don't, or a hospital birth, a home birth, I just highly recommend having a doula as your friend, and to just educate you and to be there with you. Because if you are in a hospital setting, the nurse is going to, you're not going to be her only patient. And so she's going to be in and out of your room. And the one thing that I love about being a doula is that when I get that call to go meet mom who's in labor, I'm there from the time I get there till the time that the baby is out. I am there and I do not leave her side. And to have that, I have 5 kids, to have that just like comfort of knowing this person is not going to leave me, they're locked in, and that they are trained and that they know about birth, is so, it gives so much relaxation and comfort. So anyways, that's all. There's other things that doulas can do, but these are the main ways that a doula helps. So anyways, until next time, thanks for joining.